Hello, everyone. Welcome to another week of chair yoga. Today, back from my home. It's a little bit miserable outside, so I figured I'll save myself the commute to the studio. It's grey, it's raining, but luckily it's a lot warmer than last time I spoke to you. Yeah. So for today's session, we don't need any particular props. Um, the only thing you need is your body, a comfortable seat, and really make sure you are comfortable. So, for example, if that may mean you need to pop a pillow underneath your seat or pop something under your feet to elevate them so you're at a nice 90-degree angle, then please do so. For today, I've also put a blanket on the back of my chair just to give my back a little bit more extra support. So really take that time just to get everything super comfy. So for the next half an hour that we have together, we can be comfortable. We don't need to, adjust too much to find a sense of ease in the body. So this week, my hips are not the happiest. So for those of you who haven't seen recently, I'm pregnant, and unfortunately, and I've had this in the first pregnancy as well, my pelvis is very unstable. And throughout pregnancy, everything gets a little bit looser, and this can cause all sorts of pain and discomfort. And unfortunately, I'm in quite a lot of pain and discomfort. But the good thing is that we always have chair yoga. So if you're achy, if you have injuries, if you are not feeling well, still know that this is a practice that is absolutely suitable for you every day. If we're doing any exercises, then don't work for your particular ache or pain that you may have today. That's absolutely fine. Just modify, do as much as you can do pain-free, or maybe just sit out and exercise. Sit it out for a few minutes and then join us again when we are getting to a part that works better for you. So this is my little spiel about chair yoga. So I'm looking forward for a little bit of movement, finding a bit of space in the body, and I hope you are too. So let's get started. So getting even more comfortable, allow the upper body to sink back into your chair. And if you want to, push the feet away from the body so your hips can sink down a little bit more, your thighs can get really squishy into your chair. And bring your palms facing upwards onto your lap. Roll the shoulders back and down a few times. Take any little adjustments, movements, final things you need to do, turning off your phone, closing the door, closing the window, anything that you need to do. Just take a few moments to make it happen. And then allow the eyes to slowly close. And let your body get heavy. Let's use the breath here to find even more heaviness in the body. Take a slow breath in through the nose. And a sigh out through the mouth. Slow breath in again. And a sigh. Let's do that one more time. Taking a slow, long breath in. And a gentle breath or sigh out through the mouth. And then letting the body get even heavier. And with your eyes closed, become really aware of those contact points between the floor or the chair and your body. Starting at the soles of your feet, notice that contact between the feet and the surface beneath you, the floor. Maybe you're using a blanket or a pillow. What does that contact feel like? Is it hard? Is it soft? Is it warm or is it cool? Can you notice any texture? Maybe you can notice the texture of socks you may be wearing, or the texture of whatever is underneath your feet. Is it smooth? Or can you notice anything else about whatever is beneath your feet? And then moving up the body, become aware of your seat, drawing down into your chair. And again, noticing the surface. Is it hard? Is it soft? Maybe it's somewhere in between. noticing the temperature, and noticing any texture that you can feel. Maybe noticing anything about the pillow that you're sitting on or the particular chair, whatever it is covered with. And then finally, let's bring the awareness to our hands, either the back of the hands or the palm of the hands resting in our lap. Let's do the same. Let's notice the weight of the arms drawing down. Does it feel heavy? Does it feel light? Does it feel warm or cool? And finally, the texture. Noticing the texture of the clothes that you're wearing today. And take a slow breath in. And a big sigh out. And with that exhale, let that focus go. Let's bring the awareness into our own body. So how does your physical body feel right now in this moment? Give yourself a scan. Can you notice any areas of discomfort or tenderness, any areas that we need to look out for today? Noticing them. And then moving on through the rest of the body. Remembering that yoga, first and foremost, is a practice of using the breath and allowing the mind to come into stillness. Yes, there will be movements and we are going to create some space in the body, but all those movements are optional. So if they don't work for you, let it go. Follow my modifications if you want to try a gentler version. Or maybe just take a little break. So let's take another slow, long breath in. And a sigh out. And still with the eyes closed, invite a little wriggle for your fingers and your toes. Just a little wriggle so we come back into our physical body. We notice how our body feels. Making those wriggles a bit bigger. Maybe allowing the ankles, the wrists to join in. Maybe your head wants to roll from side to side. And then with your eyes still closed, to take a slow gaze, extend the fingertips away from the body and reach the arms wherever you need to reach them for a little stretch. The arms can also stay down on your lap, stretching into all directions. Just waking up the body slowly. Good. And this is always when we start to move, this is when we might start to notice any areas that are feeling a little bit tender. And just observe how that feels. It's a really useful check-in place before practicing and after practicing. Good. Find a little wriggle and then roll the shoulders up, back and down, and gently blink the eyes open. Take a low gaze at first before lifting your gaze. And if you want a bit more of an active practice today, move away from the back of the chair. So you need to use your core muscles here for support. So I've got a little gap here between the back of the chair. The feet are still underneath the knees here. And we're starting to find a sense of lift through the body. So that lift originates from our center, from our core muscles. In yoga, we call these the bandhas, energy centers. Lots of different names for it. Every culture has a different name for it. And we're going to find a slight lift here for the pelvic floor. So the pelvic floor is that muscle group at the base of our pelvis. Very important, especially for women, but also for men. So finding just a little bit of a lift, a little sense of squeeze in and up. And that doesn't need to be a sense of clenching. We don't want that. We just want that activation. And then draw the lower belly back towards the spine. Crown of the head is lengthening up to the ceiling. And then close the eyes again. Because for today's practice, we're going to start with a few pelvic floor exercises. So pelvic floor is important for all sorts of functions, going to the bathroom, not going to the bathroom when we don't want to go to the bathroom. But also it is really important for the stability and also the comfort that we have in our lower back and in our hips. So strengthening this area has lots and lots of benefits. And let's imagine that pelvic floor like a lift, an elevator. That is when it's fully relaxed down at the basement level. And then we're going to slowly draw it up towards the second level, and using our breath for doing that. So take an inhale and an exhale, making sure you're super relaxed here. Pelvic floor is all the way down at the basement. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, lifting it up slightly, coming down to the ground floor level. Take an inhale to hold. Exhale, lift a little bit higher up to the first floor. Taking an inhale here. And on the exhale, we're going to move it up to the second floor. And then holding there for another breath in. And a breath out. And let's take one final inhale here. And on the exhale, slowly, slowly releasing it down. First floor, ground floor, all the way down into the basement. Just to notice that difference between engaging and releasing. Let's do that one more time. Take an inhale and exhale. One more inhale to prepare. Exhale, give it a squeeze and lift it up to the ground floor. Holding it for the breath in. Exhale, squeeze a little bit higher up towards the first floor. Inhale to breathe in. Exhale, one more lift, drawing it up towards the second floor. And we're going to hold it there for a breath in and a breath out. And one more inhale. And on the exhale, slowly release down through the second floor to the first floor. First floor down towards the ground floor. And then again, all the way to the basement. Softening, releasing, let everything just settle here. And we're going to do this one more time, but just so we can find our ground floor level. So that slight sense of activation. Take an inhale. Exhale, gentle squeeze. Very gentle lift here to the ground floor level. And then blink the eyes open. And this is the level that we want to stay at throughout our practice. Now, of course, if you forget, don't worry, I'm going to remind you of it. Just that sense of lift through the body. Good. And then roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Give your head a little shake from side to side. And then release your arms by the side of the body. Apologies in advance. I might not be able to lift this arm quite so well. I've had a vaccination yesterday. Not the vaccination, I wish. No, it's a pregnancy-related vaccination. So this arm is feeling it today. Just drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Take an inhale and exhale. And then inhale, reach the arms up above the head, growing tall. Oh, there you go. I can lift them. Exhale, draw the arms down through heart center. Two more times. Inhaling, growing tall. Remembering that lift through the center. Exhale to lower. And one more time. Inhaling, lifting, growing. Exhale, release. Bring the hands down onto your knees. Inhale, draw the chest forward, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, slowly bring the chin to the chest, rounding the spine. Cat and cow posture. Inhale, draw the chest forward, finding a slight arch in the back. Maybe the gaze follows. And as you exhale, drawing the chin to the chest, rounding the spine. And this can be a big movement, it can be a small movement. Let's do two more rounds. So slowly using your breath, come forward, open the heart. Exhale to round the spine. Last round here, inhale, drawing forward to open. Exhale, round the spine. Good. And then slowly uncurling again, coming back into an upright position, finding always that little lift, and find a little side body stretch. Keep your right hand on your right knee, and then inhale, take the left arm above the head, or maybe keep it on the side body or on your shoulder if your arm doesn't want to lift, and then gently sink it over. Good. I'm going to keep it up onto my shoulder. I've had a vaccination in each arm. So whooping cough in this arm, flu vaccine in that arm. So both arms are feeling a little bit tender. I've been thoroughly prodded yesterday. Take another deep breath in, opening into the side body. And then exhale, release back to center. Good, swapping sides. So inhaling, the right arm sweeps up above the head, or maybe let it rest on your shoulder, reaching the arm up, and then sink it over to the side. And we want to focus on keeping our sitting bones grounded. So we're not sinking over with the whole body. Sitting bones have suction cups on them, or we imagine they have suction cups on them, so we're not sinking away. Take another breath in and slow breath out. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, release the arm. Good. Shoulders up, back, and down. Let's add a very gentle flowing twist here. So on the inhale, we're going to reach the arms forward. On the exhale, sink the arms over towards your left side, allowing the gaze to follow, maybe resting your right hand over on your left knee so you can move a bit deeper into the twist. Inhaling, come back to center. Exhaling, floating over onto the other side. So very gentle twist, or maybe use your left arm here against your right knee. Inhaling, come back to center. Exhale to twist. Let's do another round and a half of this. Inhaling slowly. Exhale over to the side. And again, follow your body. We don't want to go too deep here. One more time. And over to the side. And then the last side here, so we end up even on both sides, sweeping over towards the right, reaching the arm back behind you. And then inhale, come back to center, release the arms, shrug the shoulders up, back, and down, give the head a little shake. And then let's gently, gently draw the shoulders up to the ears, gentle at first, and then maybe going a little bit higher, squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Really give it a good squeeze here. That might feel quite tense, it might feel quite tender, it's okay. Squeeze and hold for 3, 2, 1, and then drop the shoulders with a sigh. And observe that sudden rush of heat that is coming to the shoulders when we do this. That's the blood that is filling all the vessels again. Let's do it again. Inhaling, squeeze as far as it feels good here. And then when you're right at the top, we're going to hold for 3, 2, 1, and drop the shoulders with a sigh. Good, let that go. Give the head a little shake from side to side. Hopefully our upper body feels a little bit more open, a little bit more spacious. So now time to move down towards our hips. But before we do that, let's take a forward fold so we can release into the lower back. So forward folds, the gentle version that I'm going to follow is bringing the forearms onto the knees and allowing the spine to round. I'm going to shift temporarily, very ungracefully, to the side so you can see. Sinking forwards to the side, slouching down, and feel that stretch in the lower part of the back. If you want to go a little bit further, you can take the hands all the way down towards the floor, but it kind of feels like my toes are a little bit out of reach already. And just for your information, I've got a long way to go in this pregnancy, so this does not bode well. Give the head a shake. Take a slow inhale. And exhale. Ooh, and then walk the hands back up the body, back up the knees. Moving the legs. I'm moving my legs back to center again with the grace of a blue whale. And then begin to walk out your feet. So we're just lifting one heel and then the other one. So we begin to activate for the lower parts of the body. Good. We're going to take a little stretch through our legs. Actually, no, first we're going to do a little bit of strength exercise for our legs. And then we're going to take a really nice long stretch. Good. Let's do this a few times. Good. Walking the heels, reaching. Good. And then let the heels slowly come back down, feeling that heat that we've started to generate in our feet. And we're going to build up on that, moving through a couple of rounds of chair posture. So chair posture is a little reminder. And I'm going to move sideways again, but moving the whole chair sideways. So I have that stability. So chair posture, our little modification, we're going to bring the feet back a little bit. So the feet are maybe a tiny bit behind our knees, which is okay. We're still using our arms for support here. And then grab hold of the side of your chair. Now, if your chair is not really giving you enough support here, you feel free to sit this one out. You don't have to fully lift your hips away from the chair. You're already getting the benefit of the muscle activation just by thinking about it. There's that movement as if you're trying to push yourself up. So hands down onto the side of the body, onto the side of the chair. We're going to take an inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to get that feeling as if you're trying to stand up. So taking the weight forward, pressing into the soles of the feet, lifting the hips away from the chair. Hold it for an inhale. And exhale to lower. Good. And because this is so much fun, we're going to do it 5 more times, or up to 5 more times. Take an inhale. And exhale, press the floor away, reaching up. And then slowly lowering back down. Good. Another 4. Inhale. And exhale. And another 3. Why did I say 5? And lowering. Good. Last 2. Inhale. And exhale. And then a final 1. Inhale. Reaching, reaching, reaching. And then lowering back down. And then walk out the feet to let that go. Good. So for this stretch, we're really activating here for the front of the legs, the back of the legs. And this is a nice little exercise that you can do if you want to promote strength for your legs. If you're very unsteady on your feet, I would recommend just you skip the part of like actually lifting the bum away. Just this movement of pressing the feet down, pressing that, you're activating all sorts of muscles through the body, which is going to build your strength over time. Good. So I'm going to shift myself back to center very gracefully. I'm trying to place my chair exactly where it was before. Yeah, that kind of works. Good. I'm hoping I'm kind of in the center now. Yes, I think that works. And then roll the shoulders up, back and down. And let's take a little stretch here. So I'm moving backwards, otherwise I might not be fully in view again. So you might need to shuffle a little bit further away from the back of your chair, so you're sitting towards the edge. If you are using the back of the chair for support, don't worry, you can stay seated back, but just do as much as you can. We're going to extend our left leg away from the body, and apologies if my foot is out of view. And we have a little bit of space here between the legs, just a very small V shape. If your hips are quite tender like mine are, keep the feet closer together. If you're feeling up for a little bit more, you can draw the legs apart a little bit more so you get that stretch to the inside of the muscles. Flex your left toes back towards the face. And then we're going to reach the arms up towards the ceiling so we grow tall. Find that lift through the center. Pelvic floor has that sense of activation. We're at the ground floor level. And then as you exhale, releasing your right forearm down onto the right knee and lowering the left arm down towards the left leg. And it might land somewhere along your leg. It might be the up thighs, it might be the knees, it might be the lower leg. The toes probably going to be a little bit out of reach to start with, and that's absolutely okay. And let's keep an activation through the leg here. So we're drawing that left kneecap up and then sinking forwards and down, using the breath to open into the back of the leg. And we're going to stay here for a few breaths. Take the gaze down towards the floor so the neck is in a neutral position. Move the jaw. Swallow a couple of times. And if you notice that stretching sensation is slowly drifting away, you can walk your left fingertips a little bit further down that left leg. Good. We're going to take one more breath here. And a slow breath out. And then slowly draw the hand back up the knee. And give your leg a little helping hand. So drawing your left knee back to center, growing tall. Close your eyes for a moment and just notice how, or if you can feel a difference between your legs now. Maybe your left leg feels a little bit more alive, a bit more spacious, a bit more open. And then we'll allow the eyes to open again so we can move over to the right side. So extending your right leg away from the body. Again, your legs can be quite wide here if you want that extra stretch to the inside of the leg. For me, this is a no. So my legs are staying nice and close together. And if you have any discomfort in your hips, this is probably the better place for you to stay as well. Flex the right toes back towards the face. Inhaling, will reach the arms high. And then exhaling, lowering left arm down. So left forearm down onto the left knee. Right arm reaches down the right leg. And just notice for a moment how far you can reach. There's usually one side that feels a bit tighter. Maybe it feels a lot tighter. So for me, this side is significantly tighter. So my fingers have landed much further up my right leg here. Again, gazing down towards the floor, the neck is long and in a neutral position. And we're going to use the breath. With that little activation for the front of the leg, take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. Inhaling again. And exhale. And we're going to take 2 more breaths here, maybe creeping those fingertips a little bit further along the right leg. And then slowly on the exhale, release, using a little bit of support here on your left forearm. Bring your hand behind your right leg and give it a helping hand back to center. Come back into an upright position, roll the shoulders up, back and down, and then close the eyes. Let's come back to our breath. Slow breath in and slow breath out. And from here, begin to shuffle back on your chair. If you're in the mood to add a little bit to your practice, this is a great place to pause and maybe add 1 or 2 sun salutations, maybe 3 if you're feeling adventurous today. But if not, begin to move back on your chair. Let your whole body rest down, closing the eyes. If you want, the feet can push away from the body, palms facing upwards. And we're going to take a slow breath in and a gentle breath out. Maybe with a sigh. Let's do it again. Inhale. And a sigh out. And 1 more inhale. And exhale. And then allowing everything to soften, your shoulders to release. Let your breath come back into whatever rhythm feels good for you. Coming back to that sensation of our body grounding into the surface beneath us, under the soles of your feet, underneath your seat and your back, and also on your arms. And let's allow the awareness to settle in on our breath. Feeling a gentle rise as you inhale, and a sense of softening as you exhale. And let's observe that for a few rounds. If you notice that the mind is immediately drawn elsewhere, that's okay. Just notice where it's drawn to. Is it drawing towards the future? Any plans that you have after this? Are you giving yourself to-do lists, or are you thinking about something that has happened in the past? And once you have noticed, bring the awareness back. And allow the awareness to sink down the body all the way towards the sole of your right foot. Releasing the top of your right foot, the right toes, ankle, right lower leg, right knee, right upper leg, and the right side of the hip. Releasing the sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left toes, ankle, lower leg, left knee, left upper leg, and left side of your hip. Soften all the way across the belly, into the lower back, middle back, upper back, to the right shoulder, right upper arm, elbow, lower arm, top of the right hand, palm of the right hand, right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Releasing across the chest into the left shoulder, left upper arm, elbow, lower arm, top of the left hand, palm of the left hand, left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Soften all the way up the neck, across the throat. Release the jaw, tongue, cheeks, nose, eyes, and forehead. And for the next few moments, just allow yourself to rest here, being present in your body and in your mind. And very slowly, without moving yet, begin to take a few deeper breaths. Taking a little bit more air into the body. And then once you're ready, now we can invite some gentle movements through the fingers and toes. Maybe swallow a couple of times. Making the movements bigger, letting the head join in. And on the next inhale, extend the fingertips away from the body. Find a stretch in whatever way feels good for you. And waking up the body ready for a beautiful rest of the day ahead of you. And then slowly, slowly bringing the palms down towards the heart center. Palms touch, thumbs in contact with the sternum, Anjali Mudra. And in this gesture, let's invite a sense of kindness and a sense of gratitude towards ourselves for making the effort of taking the time and practicing. And then a moment of appreciation and gratitude towards our bodies. Even though they may be creaky, they're still the best instrument or tool we'll ever own. And finally, a moment of appreciation and gratitude towards each other. Gently bow the head towards the hands. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much. Take your time to blink the eyes open. Give the head a little shake. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Yeah, as you can see, chair yoga is really for everyone, and especially during pregnancy when mobility is also reduced, stability is also reduced. Having a practice that is seated on a chair is really invaluable. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you all again next week. So have a lovely day. Bye.